toy culture reviews. We got the goods. Turtle Dad and Kaiju Kid, never misunderstood. Hey everyone, how's it going? Thank you for joining us again. This is Turtle Dad.
Kaiju Kid.
And this is the weekend wrap up. And we are coming to you from our original location for a very big reason.
And if you notice, we switched.
Yeah. Now we're sitting in the right spots. Now Turtle Dad, because it says Turtle Dad, and then Kaiju Kid, Kaiju Kid. So we've switched. Sitting in the right location. Big reason we moved over here. We got something that we finally received after a long time. Super 7. This is the Thundercats Thunder Tank. And as you can see, it's rather large. This is for their, I think they're 6-inch or 7-inch. Are they 7-inch?
7-inch.
6-inch?
Give you a clue how big the box is.
Okay.
This is about a 7-inch figure.
Yep.
He looks short.
Yep. This is a big box. So we're going to go through and we're actually going to open this sucker up. We kind of teased earlier. We put a picture up saying that we had received something, a rather large box. We had teased it with a
teaser.
With a teaser? No, but we had teased it with the Sword of Omens that I had. Well, the Knife of Omens, because it's not the sword version; it's just the knife. But we want to go ahead and open that up while we're talking to you guys about just some of the things that we found out about, saw, and want to bring to your attention. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the show, and we are still working on trying to get some of our equipment together. So hopefully we'll.
Thank you for buying our items on the eBay store.
Yeah, that does help. That's kind of adding to that. So, but it's also allowing us to purchase some other stuff that maybe we shouldn't have to purchase. Actually, this is not one of them. This one we purchased a long time ago. So, and as you can see, we've got an episode kind of going on in the background, just for inspiration as we're putting this sucker together. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to get started with what we're selling.
Yeah.
And we are going to start off with this item right here, and this is
DC Elseworlds Batgirl.
The Batgirl, yes. This figure came out quite a number of years ago. I think it was at least. I think it was 2017. What year? Do we remember what year this came out? No, I didn't write it down. Shoot. But all
we can tell you is it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been a few years. A pretty cool looking figure, pretty simple. It kind of reminds me of the old Kenner toys. A big silly gun and just a couple of points of articulation. But we don't see very many Batgirl figures like this, so I think it'd be quite an interesting item to add to your collection. So we're gonna have that on our eBay store. I'm gonna go ahead and put that link up here so you guys can see it. Yes. And our eBay store, if you do a search on eBay for Turtle Dad Kaiju Kid, you should find it. But we will always add the link so you guys can see it. All right, moving on. So we are going to. We've got Movie Masters. What is this?
This is the toy. Oh, Mattel Movie Masters Dark Knight Rises 2-pack Batman vs. Bane Toys R Us exclusive.
Yes.
That was a lot to say.
Yes. This was a Toys R Us exclusive, as you can see. Here's the ticket, only at Toys R Us, and
proves that or not.
Yeah, this actually, I think I remember picking this one up right before they closed. I mean, if you wanted a Bane figure without a vest, here you go. So it's a great 2-pack. You want to pick something out from the Dark Knight Rises, we have that up on our eBay store. And there we go. Now moving on, we've got talk about exclusive. This is one that I don't see online very often. So I know some people would be interested in it. Kmart still exists in some locations. I believe there's like 20 locations still in the United States. They used to be all over the place. Kmart doesn't really exist anywhere near where we are. And I believe I picked this up at a Kmart right before the one that was closest to us closed. So this is the Golden Age Batman. So it looks like the Batman from the old cartoon series. It comes with the exclusive little Batmite figure, and I believe Batmite was like this interdimensional figure that came and would cause havoc, something like that. And so I think that's where that figure came out. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. Send me a comment. Let me know. But yeah, we're gonna have that one up on the eBay store. So if you've been looking for this, hey, we got it for you. Alrighty. So now, let's go ahead and now that we've talked about what we're selling, and let's go ahead and get started on opening this sucker. While we talk about, what are we gonna talk about?
Let's talk toys.
Let's talk toys. Let's talk toys. So let me get the sucker up. Alright, that's not gonna be no good because you can't see me no more. So I'm gonna go ahead and stand up a little bit at least till I get this pop open. So the first thing that we're gonna talk about, first toys that we're gonna talk about, is going to be the NECA cartoon diorama. It's the Donnie Portal. Now this well, it's an item. It's not a figure, but this little item came out in the episode in which the turtles. Oh, sorry. I almost plugged your chest there. All right, this thing is a little more difficult than I thought to open, but here we go. I'm trying not to rip the box because really I love the box.
Try not to kill me.
And I'm trying not to kill you. All right, there we go. All right. This is a beautiful box, so I'm gonna try not to destroy it. Okay. Now I don't remember which way. I guess this is the way. Alrighty.
This is the way.
This is the way. Oh, look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got the insignia there.
What is that?
Oh, we got some extra pieces here. All right.
We got wait, this is.
I don't know what that is. What's that? Oh, that's cool. You know what that is? That's the cover. Gotta take it out without breaking it. So that's what the little shield thing close that on there. Cool. All right. So getting back to what we were talking about. So the NECA figure, it's not a figure. It's an item. Donnie builds a portal, and in that episode, he builds a portal, and he realizes that he can see into other dimensions. He finds a dimension where all the animals have become people. Well, basically, they were the ones that evolved, and so all the animals are walking around. And guess who he sees?
Your Jimbo.
Jimbo. He comes out. There we go. Oh.
Holy moly!
That is big. That is rather large. I'm gonna go ahead and continue that. That is a relic. You see, and you know what it is? Is that here's the turtle tank right here.
Turtle tank.
I mean, did I say turtle tank? I'm sorry. Thunder tank. Here's the thunder tank right here, and that's why it stopped because we were talking about the thunder tank. All right. So let's see about pulling this sucker out. There we go. All right, let's fold that. Yeah, fold that and just put it out to the side. Hey, that hit the camera. All right. Sorry, I got a little shaky. Alrighty. So, what were we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about the next one.
Okay, yeah. So the portal's coming out next. Oh, one thing about the portal, you gotta order it tonight. You gotta order it tonight or tomorrow. Those are the last days that you can order it. I think you're gonna be able to get it, or pay some really big prices for it. Alrighty. Wow. What are we looking at?
You smell that? That's fresh plastic.
That new toy smell. It is very bad for you. Very bad for you, but that new toy smell. Oh my god. This looks great, man. Look at this. This thing is. Yep. Yeah. Rubber tires and. Yeah. All right. Look at this. Look at this. Wheels come down. And look, you open this up here. You can see there's the missiles that you'll see in some of these episodes. So here's your wheel. I don't think so. It's just the gun. There we go. Okay. Right. let's open her up. What do we got? What we got? Ooh. Let's see, happy insignia there. We got some, let me see here. Just to make sure this sucker doesn't rattle around and break. So now.
This looks like Ninja Turtle right here.
Yeah. I think every vehicle, you know, good guy vehicle had a cannon for some reason. There was always a need to shoot your bad guys.
So always a need to have white and gray and black
There you go.
mixed up in their vehicles.
Alright. So this moves up and down. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright. That's pretty cool. I love this. They have this little well no it's not really, yeah, and they're always the paws, anything that has to do with the cat, right? But no, I love the fact that they have these little buttons and everything, all the detail in there. That's great. Alrighty. I'm gonna lift this up so I can show.
Shooting.
You can see the inside here.
Detail.
Yeah, you can see the inside there is really detailed. Got a lot of. Wow, I gotta say, Super 7. Wow, they did a great job here. I think it might be. Oh, it might just be sculpted. Yeah. But really cool. Really cool. Okay, so let's do some size comparison on this sucker.
Okay.
Let's bring it there. Okay. So this is the Lionel from which?
Mattel?
This is the Mattel Classic line, I believe. So here's Lionel, right? Hold on. So it wasn't built for this figure. It was actually built for Super 7 figures. So as you can see, Super 7 figures are a little bit, just a tad shorter.
He-Man.
He-Man, will He-Man fit in here? I mean, He-Man can catch it right. I think He-Man can catch it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect for He-Man too. So there we go. We got okay. Well, somebody's gonna be in the back here. Somebody's gotta be driving. Let's check out the driver's seat over here. Ooh, that's the mouth. Okay, there's gotta be a way to pop this sucker. Oh, here we go. So this was the shields, right? They were taken off, right, and that was the glass. So there we go. Now you got a spot for your.
All in there.
Yeah. There's Panthro. I'm gonna sit in here. Yeah.
There you
He's gonna take his nunchucks in there with him. And there we go. Lionel! Lionel!
Oh my god, he fits too! Yeah.
Battle Cat kind of fits. I mean,
It's a cat. Okay, so he's about, like, what, 12 inches long?
yeah, about, yeah. Not a little bit
He
longer.
looks a little small.
Yeah, in comparison, yeah. But you know what? I like the fact that you brought this Lionel, because even the Mattel Classic figures, they seem to fit just fine in here. You know, they're not that much bigger. So, saying we can have.
Here's another size comparison. This is a
Let's lift
truck.
it up because I don't think you can see it from down there in
This
the
is-
video.
So this is for WWE, and this is an ambulance. What was it called?
Yeah, it was an ambulance, huh? It's an ambulance.
Slambulance. That's what it's called.
Oh, yes.
And it fits 6-inch figures. And I would say it's still bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty big. Alright. Ooh,
What is
we
that?
got a missile right here. Got a gun machine. Alright.
Well, we have another thing to check out with that. What was it called? We picked up.
What?
I think I got it. The accessories are in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we got some accessories here. It looks like the tool that Panthro uses
Yeah, it does open.
to
To fix it.
fix it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, there's no key. Well, I'm
There you
pretty
go.
sure it just.
Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty.
It looks like Donnie.
Man, look at the detail on this.
It looks
That
like
is
Donnie.
crazy.
I don't know.
That's crazy what Mattel is doing. I mean Mattel, Super 7.
It's
Keep
a
going back and
wrench.
forth. Yeah, it's
okay,
a tool. It's a
wrench.
multi-tool
Okay, I thought
that
it
he
was a-
uses. No, it's a multi-tool that he uses to fix
Unscrew things.
the Thunder Tank. I think I'm too excited. I keep crisscrossing my words. I can't believe this thing is so massive. Alrighty. I think this is when they were mining ore or something. I don't remember. Alright, we're gonna have to look that one up. But yeah, here we go. Here's the Thunder Tank.
Thunder Tank is on the loose. Thunder Tank is cool. Thunder Tank.
Okay. Make up your own words. Perfect.
Thunder Tank is here.
Yeah.
Thunder,
it is.
Thunder Tank.
There we go. There we go. Super 7, there's your theme song right there. Alright.
It fits.
Close this up. There was something about this when I was a kid. Just this massive tank that but I think in the toy that I had, I think you only had one driver and one person fit in the front and then one in the back or something like that. It's quite small compared to this. But there we go. Alright, let's continue with the show.
Oh.
We're gonna go ahead and we are gonna set this sucker up somewhere in the office later down the line.
Yeah.
Oh, and just for comparison, this is the original Panthro action figure with his.
He looks like he would be in He-Man.
Yeah, very, very, very similar. So this is not my original Panthro because my original Panthro broke many years ago. But I found this one and I think actually it was at Frankenstein that I found this one, and I just had to have it. Was it Frankenstein? Or was it somewhere else?
Yeah,
it might have been another. I can't remember. But original Panthro with the new Super 7 Thunder Tank. Excellent.
Thundercats.
Thundercats are on the loose.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into.
It looks like the episode is still playing, so all good things. Okay, so getting back to the show, we're still talking toys. Obviously, we're talking about a big toy here, but now we're moving on to other toys. You wanted to go ahead and talk about the studio series?
Yes.
Go for it.
Fall Cybertron was a video game that came out like 2016. Like, not a new video game, but definitely a cool one. It was about being on Cybertron. Well, Hasbro decided for Studio Series, they're going to give us their first 3 Fall Cybertron figures. First one, Barricade. And so he doesn't transform into a police car, but a Cybertron car. I forgot that Barricade was in the game. I was very surprised to find out. But yeah, now I recognize him. Then we have Bumblebee, of course, and I like the Bumblebee. Something weird to me, the chest looks a little weird, but that's fine. And then my favorite one, Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime.
He transforms into a car. Well, a truck car, Cybertron car.
A Cybertron car.
And
Cybertron vehicle.
Yes.
Okay.
He's the biggest one. Or at least leg-wise. He's just thick. He's just very, very thick. And I think that my favorite part about the Optimus Prime is the axe. Like, it's almost the size of Bumblebee. It's like he's holding Bumblebee and throwing him.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
That's all you have to say. Okay, great. All right. Cool. So then we're going to go ahead and move on. Actually, the next one's you too.
Godzilla this time. We have their reaction line. So, we have half-transformed Mecha Godzilla. We have Gigan, Hedorah, King Ghidorah, Godzilla from 1962, and Godzilla from 84.
So now I guess we're going to move on to Super 7. They have a new wave coming out of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This wave is going to include Casey Jones from the Mirage comics.
Oh, I didn't know they were doing that.
I guess so. That's the way that they put it on here. It's the Mirage comics. I mean, it looks like just the toy version, but there's slight difference. They got a Rat King in there, which I thought was supposed to be the toy version, but it doesn't look too much like the toy version. Then they have a Ninja April O'Neil, which kind of looks cool. That figure kind of looks cool. I always liked the figures of the Ninja Turtles that took regular objects and turned them into ninja weapons. And in this case, I think her microphone that she uses, it's a nunchuck. I love that idea. And then we have Classic Rocker Leo. And I believe we had that figure way back when. I don't think we have it anymore. But I love the fact that the Turtles have, they come in rocker wear and
Leo's swords are guitars.
And Leo's swords are guitars. I mean, you can't beat that.
Can't beat it.
Okay, so NECA also is doing the Gargoyles.
So we have David Xanatos, who is the villain of Gargoyles,
Right.
then became their friend. So he's
Well,
okay, friend of me.
frenemy. Okay, frenemy. Yeah,
Well,
yeah, because they weren't exactly friends. It's cool that we're getting this figure because it goes along with his armored figure, right? You can have
there's
this
two
figure
Xanatos. You have human, and then you have him suited up
in his armor. So yeah, the one that I like is Elisa Maza. I like that figure since I always wanted that figure as a kid. I never got it. I never actually got the Gargoyle.
I don't think
toy
they ever
line.
did her.
I thought they did. I have to look it up, but I thought they did her, and I don't remember. I think Xanatos too. They did the Gargoyles. I remember my cousins having the Gargoyle action figures, and I don't think I ever got them. But I like how they did Lisa in this one. The only thing is she's a detective, so she does come with her badge. She doesn't have a gun. She doesn't come with her gun.
Does Warner Brothers own Gargoyles? I know they own Mortal Kombat in DC.
I thought it was owned by Fox, so wouldn't it be owned by Disney? It's owned by Disney, right? Yeah, I think they're owned by Disney.
So
Now they're owned by Disney, but I think back then they were owned by Fox.
maybe they don't have the thing yet. Maybe because it's just.
Maybe because it's a. I don't know. I don't know why.
Because they're not afraid to do guns. They've done.
They've done other figures.
And they've done
with
comic
guns.
defenders.
I have no idea why. Maybe because Elisa, because she was a detective, her gun was always under her coat, so maybe it would have been difficult to do a gun under her coat because she didn't really carry it on her side.
She carried it
in her coat. And you can't really have it unless you have a figure that opens up and you pull a gun. Yeah, it might have been too difficult.
The only way they can do it is that it's soft goods.
Yeah, but the only other way is that she would have just had to have held her gun and her badge, which could have been okay. But they didn't include her gun, which is fine. I mean, there's plenty of other accessories that you can buy.
Like McFarlane.
Yeah, McFarlane has
Spawn.
the Super 7 Silverhawks. They had another line that came out. Another wave of Silverhawk figures for pre-order. I'll just go ahead and put the pictures up here because I don't remember exactly which ones. I know that Wile Kit was one of them.
Wile Kit?
Mm-hmm.
I thought Wile Kit was Thundercats.
What did I say?
You said a new Silverhawk wave, and Wile Kit is part of.
I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about that. I'm all over the place. It is a Thundercats wave. Wile Kit is being released. There is a Silverhawks wave. Bluegrass is in it. Okay, done. I'm done. You know what? Super 7, you're giving us so much stuff. I'm enjoying it all. I'm just all mixed up.
You guys can look it up.
I apologize. Okay. And lastly, we're going to talk about the toy before we talk about the movie. But anyway, the toy line, Playmates Toys is coming out with the action figures for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. It's coming out later on this year. So we got some shots of some of the figures that they're going to do. First of all, we got Turtle Van coming. We got Turtle Van. It looks great. I love the fact that they've included in the Turtle Van, they've got a pizza shooter. Well, we're getting all 4 turtles, right?
And we know we're getting mutants.
We know we have to get mutants. It's called Mutant Mayhem. I don't know what they're gonna release. They didn't show any pictures of any of the mutants that they're releasing. They didn't even show a picture of any Splinter figures or April or anything else. They only showed the 4 brothers. So we know we're getting those, and we're getting different versions because we're also getting giant figures. They look like 12-inch figures from that same line.
I feel like every Ninja Turtle figure that's not for that's for kids.
Yes.
They have to have giant ones.
Mm-hmm.
Every version of Ninja Turtles has had a giant figure.
Another picture that we saw was the Turtle Lair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Turtle Lair looks pretty cool. It actually, it kind of reminded me of the old Turtle Lair from when I was a kid, because it had some elements. So they might have used some of the old parts, but all looks great. And it looked like in the picture there might be like maybe some attachments, so maybe you can build it out. I don't know. They look like some pieces where it look like semi-Lego pieces or something.
I think we need that because Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mm-hmm. They said at Comic-Con before they had to cancel the line there was gonna be a piece for the bottom. Yeah. That's where you were gonna fit the turtle trip. But because the show ended.
Oh, we also gonna get 2 motorcycles. We saw that 2 motorcycles.
Which is common because they need.
Right. No, but you know what I thought was really cool is one of the motorcycles looks very similar to the motorcycle that I had when I was a kid. It has no. It has it's like half of a trash can. That's where the other turtle is standing, while one of them is actually driving the motorcycle. It's like an attachment piece that looks like half a trash can, and that's very similar to the toy that I had when I was a kid. So I thought that's pretty cool. And then we're also getting weapons, so we're getting all their weapons.
Of course, I mean, come on, man, you
gotta do the play, the ninja play. This took up a lot of time. We had to talk about this turtle.
Come on.
I said turtle tank again, didn't I? I said turtle tank. Thunder tank.
Think about that when you get the
Too tired.
Turtle
Too tired.
Think about that when you get the turtle.
All right. So now we're gonna talk about the party wagon. Now we're gonna talk about what we've seen. What have we seen? What did we see? And man, oh man, we saw it on Monday, and we haven't talked about it until today, but we saw it on Monday.
Waiting patiently.
Yes. We saw. What did we see?
We saw the official trailer for TMNT Mutant Mayhem.
Mutant Mayhem full trailer. Finally on Monday, we saw the teaser, which was cool, and that's what we talked about in last week's show. We saw the full trailer this time, and it looked really cool. The animation looks great. I think the design of the turtles is still different to me. I'm still getting used to it. Like, Mikey has a really big head, but still cool. Looks very, very funny. The turtles really are. They're just learning how to be a team, really. So we saw this trailer. The only thing we didn't get, and I'm hoping we'll get another trailer at some point, it's going to show some of the mutants. We did see Bebop and Rocksteady, so we saw what they're going to look like. We saw Master Splinter. It looks kind of funky. Looks like he's got a little fro going on. We saw April. I don't think we saw Casey, right?
No, nobody's gonna see Casey.
Oh. Okay. That's probably. But we saw. Did we see Baxter?
Nope.
No, we didn't see Baxter either.
We only saw Bebop and Rocksteady.
And we only saw Bebop and Rocksteady.
Listening to Can I Kick You?
Oh, no, I think that's the song that's playing through the trailer. But yeah, so it was great. Nice exposure. We liked it. I liked it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. It looked good. It looks
weird
funny.
to me.
What's that?
Rocksteady is more realistic. It's more
He's
realistic.
got a massive just head and his nose all the way out here in the. Yeah, so
it's more cartoony.
Yeah. So
and realistic too, because a rhino doesn't.
If you took a rhino's head and actually put it on a body like that, then yeah, it would look like that. So, but yeah, it was good. I liked it. It's kicked up my interest a little bit more. Not a little bit more, a lot more. I'm ready for this movie. I want to see this movie.
Can I watch it?
Yes, you can. All right. So moving on, we got Shazam! Fury of the Gods. We're excited to see this movie. Something was dropped in a new trailer, which I think they kind of should have left for us to see when we saw the movie. But I get that they're trying to get people to see this movie.
But there's other ways. I mean.
I know, but they
show.
Yeah, but they showed us Wonder Woman in the trailer.
We're not complaining. It's just the only.
No. It's not a complaint. It's just. Would have been nice if we got into the theater and we saw, oh wow, Wonder Woman was in. Because there was a lot of question as to whether she was even going to be included in this movie, considering all the changes that are being made.
Maybe he's changing his mind, or maybe this is just.
Maybe the studio is forcing that change. I don't know. Could this mean that maybe Gal stays as Wonder Woman in this new universe is being built out? Will she be the Wonder Woman when they go back to Themyscira, Paradise Island, Wonder Woman's home?
I wonder if she will still be in the Flash movie, because if they're bringing her back.
Well, no. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, is that I'm guessing the same thing. If they put her in Shazam, and they don't properly explain her exit there, then they're gonna have to put her in the Flash. And the thing is that we've seen in the Flash, we saw some pictures where they released some toys from the Flash, some like Funko Pops, and Wonder Woman is one of them. So it looks like she's still in the movie, but we haven't seen her.
Henry Cavill.
Superman has definitely been removed from the movie because
That's kind
now
of
they
messed
have.
up. You got us excited for him versus Black Adam, and then, Henry Cavill's dead.
This is me. This is me. Well, it's just they're gonna change the whole history of what.
At least we'll still, but it's supposedly Black Adam will still be in this universe.
Yeah.
The Rock will still play Black Adam.
Yeah. So moving on, we're gonna go ahead and move on, and we went to Barnes and Noble recently, and there was something that was just sticking in my mind. I remember being a kid, being 12 years old, and I had a friend who introduced me to I think his name was Gary Larson, the Far Side comics, the comic strip. And they were hilarious. I loved them. And I started collecting the books, and then I even had the calendars and everything. I used to love them. I thought, it's time, I gotta introduce it to him. So I just picked up a book, and I gave it to him. What'd you think?
It's funny.
It's funny, right? It's hilarious. I just want to bring up something that I found out about listening to a podcast. I was listening to, on Twitter, TMNT Minute is the Twitter account. They did a podcast where they interviewed MC Golden Voice from the Partners in Crime group. They were the ones that released T.U.R.T.L.E. Power, or Turtle Power, the song that was the theme song that came out in the 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. T.U.R.T.L.E. Power, T.U.R.T.L.E. Power, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I'm not gonna kid you. When I was a kid and that song came out, I remember writing a story. I think I was in 4th grade. I was writing a story, and I had to write something about turtle, and I couldn't remember how to spell turtle. And it actually said T-U-R-T-L-E. Okay, there, I got it. So it helped me spell turtle. But I enjoyed this podcast because they really, I would suggest it to everybody. It actually came out a number of years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago.
2013?
No. The podcast came out about 4 or 5 years ago. The podcast, actually about 6 years ago. In the podcast, when they're interviewing him, he said that he actually developed that song again, or re-released it for the 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows game. I didn't know that. So when you start the game up and you get to the main menu and you hear the song start up, they re-released it. There's actually lyrics that go with it, so he kind of redid the song for the game. You can find it on YouTube now, and it sounds pretty cool. Another great thing about that podcast is, really, if you get a chance, you gotta hear it. Because for those of us that grew up with that song, there's a line in there that kind of bothered us when we were kids, because it says that Raph is the leader. It names off all the turtles, and then it gets to the end, and it names Raph as the leader of the turtles. And he finally explains why that happened, and it's a great interview because now I understand it. And you know what? Honestly, I don't think I can hear the song any other way. I don't really want it corrected. That's the way I gotta hear it because that's the way I always heard it. But it was funny because he says in the interview that when he was making a music video and he's rapping along, and there's these kids that are watching them because there's 2 guys dressed in full-on Ninja Turtle outfits in the video. So these kids start watching and start yelling at him, and then he's like, "What are you saying?" And they start yelling, "Leo is the leader!" So he's like, "It's too late. I already made the song. Like, I can't go back." But he explains why he did it that way in the first place. So it's interesting. I would recommend it. Go back and listen to it. It's a great interview. It's a 2-part interview, but it's a great interview. but it allowed me to enjoy that little piece of history, movie and music history. Okay, well that was our what else you got part. That's what else that's what you had. So is there anything else? We got anything else? No. So I think we're gonna go ahead and end our show here. We are gonna remind you that we still have. Well, first of all of our. Where's our stuff that we're selling? Oh. All of this stuff is going to be on our eBay page. Go ahead and put the link here so you guys can go ahead and go there. We have other items that we've been selling that we've put in previous videos. We also have a couple items that we haven't talked about, but they're part of my collection, trying to get rid of them. So hopefully you find something that you're looking for. We also have a GoFundMe page. We've talked about this in the past. We're really trying to get some equipment so that we can make this a little bit more professional. Maybe get some camera equipment.
Get a camera.
Yeah, and maybe get some microphones that we can use to pick up our sound a little bit better.
Maybe like another camera too.
Maybe another camera. Maybe
like
do multiple shots or something. But so feel free to donate if you can. If not, I hope you enjoy it. Please give us a like. Follow, if you're on Twitter, retweet this. If you're on Facebook, let all your Facebook friends know. If you're on YouTube, share the video. Let other people know that you like it. Send us a comment if there's something that you liked or didn't like. Just let us know. You got a question about anything? Reach out. So you got anything else?
Yeah.
What's gonna be our word of the day?
Thunder.
Thunder. Yes, something that'll stick in my mind. Thunder. We'll leave it at thunder. 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 Thundercats. Ho! Maybe it should be ho. No, never mind. So we'll do thunder. Okay, so we're going to say peace, we're going to say love, and we're going to say thunder.